balcony above the sea. The only place I can finally be me. The white linen curtains are dancing in the air, without a single worry or a heavy care. The water below is a carpet of black. There is absolutely no turning back. I pour the last drop of the chilled white wine. Everything is feeling incredibly fine. The scent of the jasmine is heavy and sweet, a perfect remedy for the summer heat. The stars are many and the stars are bright in the middle of the Mediterranean night. A distant lighthouse is blinking its eye underneath the deep and the velvet sky. Between the silence and the sound of the wave, fulfilling the peace that I used to crave. Moonlight on the terrace, silver and blue, a private sanctuary for me and for you. The world is a dream on the edge of the coast, the kind of feeling that I love the most. Floating on the rhythm, floating on the light, in the heart of the amalfi night. I hear a muted trumpet from a distant boat, keeping my heavy spirit afloat. The notes are drifting on the salty breeze, whispering secrets through the lemon trees. The shadows are long on the ancient stone. I'm perfectly happy to be all alone. The history of Italy is deep in the walls, answering the secret and the midnight calls. I think about the journey and the road we took, like a beautiful chapter in a vintage book. The sun and the salt and the golden days, lost in a sophisticated summer haze. The radiator is cold, but the air is warm, protected from every industrial storm. I close my eyes and I breathe at peace, a wonderful ultimate sweet release. The yachts are asleep in the harbor below. Everything is moving beautiful and slow. The clock on the tower is striking the hour, feeding on the quiet and the soulful power. We're caught in a moment that's totally chill. The entire world is perfectly still, just me and the moon and the shadow of the pine. Everything here is completely mine. Between the silence and the sound of the wave, fulfilling the peace that I used to crave. Moonlight on the terrace, silver and blue, a private sanctuary for me and for you. The world is a dream on the edge of the coast, the kind of feeling that I love the most. The dawn will be here in a couple of hours, waking the birds and waking the flowers. Non si già se dovrebbe nadleżeć Twoim berегам и твоим небесам. Just let the music play. The sand is still warm from the heat of the day, watching the final light washing away. We're sitting in a circle on the heavy beach, with the stars and the moon within our reach. The wood is crackling in the center of the sand, a primitive and a beautiful glowing brand. The waves are splashing just a few feet away, closing out the perfect summer day. The scent of the smoke and the scent under the sea, exactly who I was supposed to be. Someone is playing a slow guitar song, the place where a wandering heart can belong. We pass the bottle and we share the warmth, facing the south and facing the north. The cliffs are shadows against the dark blue, a magic that is ancient and always new. Fire in the night, salt in the air, without a single worry or a care. Bonfire on the spires of the orange and the black, there is absolutely no turning back. A quiet connection, a soulful retreat, vibrating right up from the sandy sea. Holding the moment, holding the light, in the heart of the Mediterranean night. The sparks are flying like tiny red stars, far away from the noise and heavy bars. They disappear into the heavy dark, leaving behind a tiny glowing mark. I look at the faces in the flickering glow. Everything is moving beautiful and slow. The rhythm of the ocean is a steady beat, a perfect harmony, totally sweet. We talk about dreams and we talk about past, knowing that the summer isn't gonna last. But right now the time is standing so still on the edge of the sandy and the rocky hill. The water is dark and the water is deep, while the rest of the world is falling asleep. We're a tiny island of the fire and gold, a story of a friendship that never gets old. I lean my head on the shoulder of a friend, wishing the night would never have to end. The warmth of the fire is deep in my bones, listening to the ocean's quiet moans. The stars are many and the stars are bright. In the middle of the amalfi night, I close my eyes and I breathe it all in, letting the final piece begin. Fire in the night, salt in the air, without a single worry or a care. Bonfire on the spires of the orange and the black, there is absolutely no turning back. A quiet connection, a soulful retreat, vibrating right up from the sandy sea. The fire is dying to a gentle rest. Soon it will be time to go to bed, but a part of my heart is gonna stay right here, where the water is deep and the air is clear. Just let the embers glow, let the music play into the break of a brand new day. Just a bonfire light, keep the sense warm, keep the rhythm slow. This is the only world I wanna know. Waking up early to the golden sun, the magic of the day has only just begun.
Walking the square to the local marketplace, with a big smile on my rested face. The colors are exploding on every stand, the pride and the history of this ancient land. Red tomatoes and the purple grapes, in all the beautiful and the natural shapes. The smell of the bread and the fresh cut flowers, counting the energetic morning hours. The locals are shouting and the locals are loud, a friendly and a beautiful, colorful crowd. I buy a basket of the figs and the pears, leaving behind all the taxes and cares. The fountain is splashing in the center of the square, a wonderful and a Mediterranean air. The rhythm of life in the morning light, making all the heavy things feel so bright. Morning at the mercado, the colors and the sound, where the secret vibrations can always be found. Fresh linen clothes and a straw hat on my head, leaving the comfort of the heavy bed. Living for the simple, living for the true, in a world that is ancient and always new. I stop at the stand with the handmade lace, in this elegant and a historical place. Every thread is a story, every cut is a dream, floating on a sophisticated, creative stream. The old women talking and laughing so free, reminding me of our humanity. The espresso is calling from the corner bar, I don't have to travel very far. I sit at a table and I watch the parade, in the cool and the beautiful morning shade. The bikes are buzzing and the kids are at play, starting another perfect summer day. The air is fresh and the air is clean, the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. The mountains are standing so tall and proud, wearing a jacket of a single cloud. I carry my treasures back to the house, quiet as a bird and quiet as a mouse. The tiles are cool beneath my bare feet, a perfect escape from the rising heat. We'll make a salad and we'll open the door. I don't wanna be in the city anymore, just the flavor of the land and the sun. The beautiful work is already done. The rhythm of life in the morning light, making all the heavy things feel so bright. Morning at the mercado, the colors and the sound, where the secret vibrations can always be found. Fresh linen clothes and a straw hat on my head, leaving the comfort of the heavy bed. The day is stretching endlessly ahead, with nothing to fear and nothing to dread. Just stay in the moment, stay in the light, until the arrival of the quiet night. Keep the guitar bright, keep the rhythm true. This is the only thing I want to do. Just the market morning, keep the brass warm, keep the groove slow. This is the only world I want to know.
The table is set under the lemon trees. Listen to the midnight Sorrento breeze. White linen cloth in the candlelight. Everything is feeling incredibly right. The scent of the pasta and the fresh wine. Everything is feeling completely fine. The moon is hanging over the bay, closing out the heat of the summer day. I look across the table at your beautiful face, in this elegant and a historical place. The waiter is pouring the chilled white gold, a story of a lifestyle that never gets old. The music is playing soft and deep while the rest of the world is falling asleep. The cliffs are glowing with a silver light in the middle of the Mediterranean night. A taste of the heaven, a taste of the sea, exactly who I was supposed to be. Dinner in Sorrento, the wine and the soul, letting the Mediterranean take control. Under the leaves and under the stars, far away from the noise and heavy bars. Living for the flavor, living for the grace, in this small and a magical place. The accordion player is moving through the crowd, not too quiet, not too loud. He plays a melody that I used to know. Everything is moving beautiful and slow. We share a laugh and we share a glass, watching the golden summer hours pass. The air is warm and the air is sweet, a perfect remedy for the city heat. The spaghetti alla mone is a work of art, feeding the hunger of a soulful heart. Simple ingredients, simple desires, putting out the daytime's burning fires. We talk about nothing and we talk about all, answering the ancient and the summer call. The waves are splashing on the rocks below, a steady and a comforting rhythmic flow. I peel a lemon and I smell the skin, letting the beautiful evening begin. The stars are reflected in your dark eyes, better than the brightest of the summer skies. We're caught in a rhythm that's totally chill. The entire world is perfectly still. The night is a blanket of velvet and gold, a story of a love that never gets old. A taste of the heaven, a taste of the sea, exactly who I was supposed to be. Dinner in Sorrento, the wine and the soul, letting the Mediterranean take control. Under the leaves and under the stars, far away from the noise and heavy bars. Oh, one more bottle, let the hours roll, healing the depth of my quiet soul. Stay in the garden, stay in the light for the rest of this beautiful Italian night. Just let the music play, let the wine flow. This is the only world I want to know. Just a dinner table, keep the bass smooth, keep the rhythm slow. This is the only world I want to
The boat is small and the entrance is low. The only way for a seeker to go, lie down on the floor and hold your breath, entering a world that is quiet as death. But then we are inside and the light is blue, a magic that is ancient and a magic that's true. The water is glowing from underneath, giving the spirit a holy reprieve. Electric sapphire, electric neon light, in the middle of the limestone night. The oars are splashing in the liquid glow. Everything is moving beautiful and slow. The echoes are bouncing off the rocky roof, a melancholy and a spiritual proof that nature is the master of the art, feeding the hunger of a quiet heart. Suspended in the silence of the deep, waking the soul from its heavy sleep. Ground Azura, the blue and the dark, carrying a tiny and a holy spark. Hidden in the mountain, hidden in the sea, exactly where I'm supposed to be. Floating on the magic, floating on the light, in the middle of a Mediterranean night. The boatman is singing a Neapolitan song, the place where a wandering soul can belong. His voice is rising to the dome above, filled with the beauty and filled with the love. The water is cool and I dip my hand, far away from the noise of the dry land. The reflections are dancing on the silver walls, answering the secret and the ancient calls. I feel like I'm flying through a different space, in this elegant and a beautiful place. The time has no meaning inside of the cave, protected from the wind and the heavy wave. Just the blue and the rhythm of the oars, open in the
Top down on the vintage Alfa Romeo, watching the sun put on a private show. The road is winding like a ribbon of gray, washing the troubles of the world away. One side is the mountain, one side is the sea, exactly where a spirit is supposed to be. The tides are humming on the ancient stone, the greatest freedom I have ever known. The air is warm and it smells of the salt. Everything is moving without a single fault. I shift the gear and I feel the power in the middle of the golden summer hour. The villages are hanging on the side of the cliff, like a dream that is absolute. And if I wear my driving gloves and I wear my pride, enjoying every second of this coastal ride. Between the blue water and the deep green, the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. Driving the amalfi, fast and slow, with absolutely nowhere that I need to go. The wind in my hair and the sun on my skin, letting the beautiful journey begin. A million curves and a million views, washing away the industrial blues. We pass through a tunnel and out to the light. The world is exploding, colorful and bright. I see the colorful umbrellas on the beach. Everything is finally within my reach. A Vespa is buzzing right past my door. I don't wanna be in the city anymore. Just the rhythm of the road and the engine's song, the place where a wandering soul can belong. I stop at a lookout and I take a breath, forgetting about the struggle and the fear of death. The horizon is infinite, the water is flat. I tip my vintage driving hat. The yachts are like toys in the water below. Everything is moving beautiful and slow. The heat of the engine is a comforting heat, vibrating right up through the leather seat. The sun is starting its slow descent. Every single second is perfectly spent. The shadows are dancing on the rocky wall, answering the distant and the summer call. I put on a tape of some smooth jazz funk, leaving behind all the mental junk. Just the speed and the salt and the open sky, watching the beautiful world go by. Between the blue water and the deep green, the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. Driving the amalfi, fast and slow, with absolutely nowhere that I need to go. The wind in my hair and the sun on my skin, letting the beautiful journey begin. Beginning to shine, everything is feeling incredibly fine. Just one more mile, just one more turn, while the fires of the sunset quietly burn. Don't stop the car, let the wheels roll, healing the depth of my quiet soul. Just the coastal road, start driving, keep the rhythm tight. I'm gonna keep driving for the rest of the night. White linen trousers and a pale blue shirt, leaving the city and leaving the dirt. Walking the piazza in the morning light, everything is feeling incredibly bright. A pair of loafers and no socks today, washing the winter of the spirit away. The elegance of doing absolutely nothing at all, answering the Mediterranean call. I sit at the cafe and I watch the parade in the cool and the beautiful deep shade. A woman in silk walks by with a smile, the absolute definition of Italian style. The fabric is moving like the waves on the sand, the most sophisticated thing in the land. We don't need the labels, we don't need the show, just the natural rhythm and the easy flow. Soft textures under the summer sun, the magic of the day has only just begun. Linen and silk in the amalfi breeze, put in the restless mind at perfect ease. The luxury of silence, the luxury of time, in this beautiful and a Mediterranean climb. Moving with grace through the golden hour, feeding on the quiet and the soulful power. The espresso is strong and the water is cold, the story of a lifestyle that never gets old. We talk about art and we talk about grace in this small and a magical historical place. The light is reflecting off the silver watch, maintaining the quality that is top-notch. The scent of the sea and the scent of the pine, everything is feeling completely fine. We walk to the boutique with the handmade shoes, washing away the industrial blues. Every stitch is a story, every cut is a dream, floating on a sophisticated creative stream. The beauty of the craft and the beauty of the hand, the pride and the history of this ancient land. I buy a new hat and I walk back outside with a feeling of a secret and a holy pride. Ooh, the evening is coming, we dress for the night in the soft and the yellow flickering light. A silk dress for her and a blazer for me, the most elegant people that we can be. The fabric feels cool against the warm skin, letting the beautiful evening begin. The restaurant is waiting, the table is reserved, a quality of life that is well deserved. Soft textures under the summer sun, the magic of the day has only just begun. Linen and silk in the amalfi breeze, put in the restless mind at perfect ease. The luxury of silence, the luxury of time, in this beautiful and a Mediterranean climb. Mediterranean take control. Just the silk and the sun, keep the groove smooth, keep the rhythm slow. This is the only world I want to know.
Square is empty in the middle of the night, bathed in the soft and the yellow light. The cathedral is standing so silent and tall, answering the midnight's lonely call. I'm walking the gardens of the Villa Simbrone, feeling so peaceful and being alone. The statues are watching the dark sea below. Everything is moving beautiful and slow. The air is cool at this mountain height, a perfect contrast to the summer night. I lean on the balcony of the infinite view, looking at the world that is ancient and new. The lights of the coast are like diamonds in the dark, without a single worry, without a spark. The silence is heavy, the silence is deep, while the rest of the world is falling asleep. High above the water, close to the stars, far away from the noise and heavy bars. Midnight in Ravello, quiet and still, a secret sanctuary on the top of the hill. The music of the wind is a soulful song, the place where a wandering heart can belong. Looking at eternity, looking at the blue, everything here is completely true. A muted trumpet plays from a distant bar. It sounds like it's coming from a different star. The notes are drifting through the cypress trees, carried by the gentle and the salty breeze. I stir my drink and I look at the moon, humming a slow and a melancholy tune. The history is heavy in every stone in this kingdom where I am the king alone. The fountain is bubbling in the dark square, a steady and a comforting rhythmic air. I think about the poets who walk this path, enjoying this beautiful nocturnal bath. The world is a movie that's playing for me in this tiny village above the sea. The shadows are long and the shadows are soft, lifting my heavy spirit aloft. I sit on the steps of the old stone church, concluding my lonely and a soulful search. The peace is a blanket that covers my chest, giving the restless mind a beautiful rest. Tomorrow the tourists will fill up the street, but tonight the atmosphere is totally sweet. Just me and the ghost of the ancient town, letting my heavy defenses fall down. High above the water, close to the stars, far away from the noise and heavy bars. Midnight in Ravello, quiet and still, a secret sanctuary on the top of the hill. The music of the wind is a soulful song, the place where a wandering heart can belong. The dawn is still hours and hours away, washing the dust of the routine away. Stay in the silence, stay in the dark, without a single worry, without a spark. Just the mountain air, keep the trumpet muted, keep the piano slow. This is the only world I want to know.
The path is steep and narrow on the hill, but the air is sweet and perfectly still. The yellow fruit is hanging from the green, the brightest color I have ever seen. I walk beneath the canopy of leaves, the kind of peace that a person believes. The smell of citrus filling up my lungs, a song of summer sung in many tongues. The old man is working in the shade with the tools that his grandfather made. He nods at me and offers me a slice, a little taste of a Mediterranean ice. The juice is sharp and the juice is sweet, a perfect remedy for the summer heat. I look down at the village and the sea, feeling so incredibly and totally free. Suspended in the garden in the sky, watching the beautiful clouds go by. Amalfi lemons glowing in the light, making the heavy world feel so bright. A garden of Eden on the edge of the world, a secret beauty that slowly unfurled. Breathe in the yellow, breathe in the gold, a story of a land that never gets old. The stone walls are covered in the moss, a beautiful game for a beautiful loss. The water is dripping from a mountain spring, the most refreshing and a holy thing. I sit on a bench and I write a few lines underneath the cover of the ancient vines. The quiet is heavy, the quiet is deep, while the rest of the world is falling asleep. I see a cat sleeping in the warm sun with absolutely nothing that needs to be done. I follow the example and I close my eyes. Underneath the blue in the Italian skies, the distant sound of the waves on the beach, everything is finally within my reach. The rhythm of nature is all I can hear, washing away the anxiety and fear. The basket is full of the golden fruit, finding the peace at the very root. We'll take them down to the kitchen tonight and make something beautiful and something light. The simple life is the best kind of life, away from the struggle and away from the strife. Just the lemons and the sun and the sea, exactly who I was supposed to be. Suspended in the garden in the sky, watching the beautiful clouds go by. Amalfi lemons glowing in the lights, making the heavy world feel so bright. A garden of Eden on the edge of the world, a secret beauty that slowly unfurled. Lifting my heavy spirit aloft. Stay in the grove, stay in the shade, the most beautiful memory we ever made. Just the lemon trees, keep the flute soft, keep the rhythm slow. This is the only world I want to know.
The mahogany is polished like a gem, from the golden bow down to the stern. We're gliding on the water smooth and fast, leaving all the heavy memories in the past. The engine hums a powerful, quiet song, the place where a wandering soul can belong. The spray of water hitting on my face in this elegant and beautiful place. I'm wearing my sunglasses, dark and white, watching the cliffs on the Amalfi side. The white foam is a trail behind the boat, the only way I want to stay afloat. We pass the private islands one by one, underneath the bright and the golden sun. The wind is blowing through my silk scarf, far away from the harbor and the wharf, speeding through the turquoise and the green. The most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Vintage river cruising on the blue, a different world, a different point of view. The wood and the leather, the sun and the sea, the ultimate definition of being free. Sailing the coastline of the ancient land, everything is moving exactly as we planned. We drop the anchor in a hidden cave, protected from the wind and the heavy wave. The water is so clear, I see the floor. I don't wanna go back to the shore anymore. We dive into the cool and the deep blue, refreshing the spirit and starting anew. The sun is warming up the wooden deck without a single chain around my neck. We open up a bottle of champagne, washing away the daytime and the pain. The bubbles are dancing in the crystal glass, watching the golden summer hours pass. The coastline looks like a painting from above, filled with the beauty and filled with the love. The architecture of the stone and brick, making the atmosphere heavy and thick. I lie down on the cushions in the back, keeping my serenity on the track. The rocking of the boat is a lullaby underneath the cloudless Italian sky. We're disconnected from the busy world, a secret story that's slowly unfurled. Just me and the ocean and the wooden boat, the best way a person can ever stay afloat. Speeding through the turquoise and the green, the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Vintage river cruising on the blue, a different world, a different point of view. The wood and the leather, the sun and the sea, the ultimate definition of being free. The day is ending, but we stay out here, where the water is deep and the water is clear. Let the engine rest, let the rhythm roll, healing the depth of my quiet soul. Just cruising the coast, keep the piano bright, keep the bass deep. A summer promise that I'm gonna keep.
is warm and perfectly still. I'm leaning on the terrace made of stone, feeling better than I've ever known. The colorful houses climbing up the cliff, like a dream that is absolute. And if I take a sip of wine and close my eyes, underneath the purple Italian skies, the scent of jasmine floating on the breeze, while the wind is whispering through the trees. The church bells ringing in the square below. Everything is moving beautiful and slow. A linen shirt and a golden watch on my wrist, a world of elegance that must exist. I watch the yachts arriving in the bay, closing out another perfect summer day. The shadows stretching long across the sea, exactly where I'm supposed to be. Sunset in positano, gold and blue, private paradise made just for you. The water is a mirror for the stars, far away from the noise and heavy cars. Living in a postcard, living in a dream, floating on a Mediterranean stream. The lights start flickering in every room, chasing away the final evening gloom. A vintage river boat is heading home, cutting through the salt and through the foam. The salt is on my skin and in my hair. There isn't a single worry or a care. The tables in the bistro are all set, a magic moment I won't ever forget. I hear a mandolin from a distant street, adding a melody to the steady beat. People laughing softly as they pass, reflecting in the surface of my glass. The cobblestones are warm beneath my feet. Life has never felt so incredibly sweet. The stars are waking up above the coast. This is the moment that I love the most. Tomorrow we will wake up to the sun, but tonight the magic has only just begun. We'll walk the narrow paths down to the sand, holding the entire world in our hand. No rush, no pressure, only time to breathe, giving the restless spirit a reprieve. The lemon groves are glowing in the dark, without a single worry, without a spark. The shadows stretching long across the sea, exactly where I'm supposed to be. Sunset in positano, gold and blue, a private paradise made just for you. Ooh, the water is a mirror for the stars, far away from the noise and heavy cars. Oh,
hiding away from the blinding light. The cliff drops down to the emerald sea, exactly where I'm supposed to be. The canvas umbrella is flapping a bit, the perfect location to simply just sit. The village is sleeping, the shutters are closed, the beautiful secrets are finally exposed. The cicadas are singing a song in the pine, everything is feeling completely fine. I take off my sunglasses, heavy and dark, leaving behind a tiny glowing mark. The ice is melting inside of my glass, watching the lazy hours pass. Suspended in time in the heat of the day, washing the rush of the city away. Cliffside siesta, the sun and the blue, a beautiful pause for me and for you. The Mediterranean is standing so still, watching the world from the top of the hill, breathing the salt and breathing the space in this quiet and elegant place. A lonely sailboat is crossing the bay, a million and a million miles away. The white canvas shining against the deep green, the most relaxing thing I have ever seen. I open a book with a weathered old spine, reading a poem and drinking the wine. The words are blurring in the afternoon haze, lost in the middle of a summer maze. The scent of the basil is strong in the air, without a single worry or heavy care. The waiter is leaning against the back door, he doesn't want to rush around anymore. We share a silence that's heavy and sweet, a perfect escape from the cobblestone street. The shadows are starting to lengthen and grow, everything is moving beautiful and slow. I trace the rim of my cup with my hand, the absolute ruler of this quiet land. The luxury of having nothing to do in a world that is ancient and always new. The heat is a blanket that covers my chest, giving the restless mind a beautiful rest. Just drifting along on the edge of the sky, watching the beautiful world go by. Suspended in time in the heat of the day, washing the rush of the city away. Cliffside siesta, the sun and the blue, a beautiful pause for me and for you. The Mediterranean is standing so still, watching the world from the top of the hill. The evening will come with its cooler embrace, changing the mood of this magical place. No si c'è at the